She was like, no. And I was like, oui, no, oui. Hi guys, and welcome to another video. I just got back from Paris. My main reason for going there was to see my very good friend Lily. Hi Lily. And to just have fun with her. But of course, if I was in Paris, I had to check out some of the luxury boutiques. So I have put some notes on my phone just to not forget what I wanted to tell you, all of the little details. And the first thing that we did was to go to one of the shopping districts of Paris. I didn't want to go to Rue Cambon Chanel store because that's mothership. That's mother store, and it's not exactly a real picture of what people are buying in Chanel, because a lot of people just go there to buy a little something to get this special packaging that you get at the Rue Cambon store. So I wanted to check other department stores or other boutiques, not like this Rue Cambon one, to kind of get the picture if people are actually still buying luxury goods in Paris. So as far as Louis Vuitton goes, of course it was busy. We went to the main store on the Champs-Élysées, and I love this huge suitcase they made. Apparently that's like their storage or something. The store is this colorful one, and the big suitcase you see next to it is kind of like their storage, and it's huge. I mean, you cannot not see it. So we were checking out firstly shoes, Chanel flats that I have and love for quite a while now. I bought for around 700 or slightly less. Now they are 1000. And if you can see it here, if you want like a classic gold CC on the heel, that's only on the nudes. If you have like colors and textiles and things like that, they have these sparkly new logos, which is not exactly my thing, but just in case you want that particular sparkly logo, you will not get it on nudes. So just so you know, if you're looking especially online. And my friend was really into the flats. I told her like I'm wearing them in Cannes all the time, and they really are comfortable. Are they really worth 1000 euros? No. But if you're looking for a pair of designer flats and you're prepared to pay that silly price, they are definitely good shoes, but just not 1000 euro shoes. And then we went to Louboutin, and fun fact, if you want a Louboutin Pigalle or Pigalle Follies, those were two of his most well-known designs and most well-known shoes. You cannot get them in any store. They have Kates, they have So-Kates, they have other models, but not Pigalle or Pigalle Follies. On Louboutin's webpage, it doesn't matter if it's US, UK, Europe, whatever, you can still buy Pigalle. They have loads of Pigalles, either 85 millimeters or 100 millimeters, but they do not have Pigalle Follies. I don't have any Pigalles, I only have this Pigalle Follies, and the difference is this part here, if you can see this. This is very short on Pigalle Follies. On classic Pigalle, this comes higher, like up here, so it's like less cleavage for your toes, if I can say it like this. And I definitely prefer this look, so Pigalle Follies are my favorite look for Louboutins, but sadly they are nowhere to be found anymore. So if you are looking for this type of shoe online, so far yes, but like I said, only Pigalles. Pigalle Follies, nope. And then we proceeded downstairs to Chanel boutique. First thing I noticed, and it's the same thing I saw in Cannes. There were actually quite a lot of customers in Chanel. Most of the counters where people sit down and have their drinks and they are discussing what they want to buy with sales associate are from Asia. The same thing was now in Paris. We went to two different Chanel boutiques. It was the same situation in both of them. Anybody who was actually sitting down with like little, macarons and cookies and cafe were from Asia. Maybe it's cheaper for them, but I actually didn't see anybody who's not Asian in Chanel boutique. And we went to two of them and we were in there quite a long time. I was curious to see what's happening with their classics. So we actually had like really, really nice essay. it really threw me because I'm so used to, Chanel beachy customer service and attitude that I was prepared for this really snobbish beachy woman, but she was so nice. And I'm showing you here what I was wearing. So, okay, I was dressed nicely, but not in designer items. I had my Cézanne bucket, and this outfit is actually Zara. And I had like some jewelry on, but again, nothing blingy. So I would say I'm like an average customer. So it surprised me that she was really nice to us. And I asked her, my friend was looking into Chanel Mini, of course, the classic black double flap. And I told her before we went in, because she's not that well versed with designer goods, I told her that this is going to be the hardest bag to get because right now Chanel Mini is the one everybody wants. So it's going to be kind of difficult to buy. And she told us they don't have any in stock. They might have some in Chanel Rue Cambon boutique, but she doubted because it is like a hard to get bag. And I was asking her about the prices. So if you get a seasonal walk or a seasonal mini, they're gonna be between 3,000 and 5,000. So what you see here, this bag, the first one is seasonal wallet on a chain, and it's actually quite thicker than the original one. And this one was around 3,000, and then another seasonal mini was 5,000. And if you want classic mini, it's going to be 10,000. The same as medium, the same as, jumbo. It doesn't matter the size anymore. If it's classic, it's 10,000 and up. Seasonal items, it depends. Like smaller ones, they will be around 3, and then more ornamental ones with like bigger logos and things like that are gonna be 5. All of the bags you see here were immediately available. They were not only on display. If I wanted to, I could buy them right there and there. And then I asked for Chanel medium in lambskin. This is the one I already have, so it was not the point of me buying it, but I wanted to see if it's true that even in the store you see a lot of scratches. Now, they didn't mind so much me filming, but when the bag was on the counter, I was like really trying to take photos and things, but the scratches you really need to turn up to the light, and that would be really kind of weird with a sales associate standing right next to you and you are going, like turning the bag towards the light and trying to film the scratches. But there were a lot of scratches on a new bag that she was showing me. And I said to her, like, there's a lot of talk about this, that there's like bad quality because of you already get it scratched and it's brand new. And she was very nice, but she said the same thing Chanel has been saying for years. It's a very delicate leather, so these things will happen. And I said to her, yeah, I mean, in the long run, yes, but if this scratches so easily, and it's a handbag, this is something that it's meant to be used day in, day out, and it scratches that easy, maybe you should change the leather. I mean, just a suggestion. And she like honestly laughed and said, yes, we know, we have been talking about it, but it's like classic Chanel leather and we are not changing anything. But there were like 3 or 4 scratches on the leather, and one of them I just kind of tried to buff just with my finger and it went away immediately. The second one, no, I didn't like really try to buff it out, but I was trying to see how deep they were. So at least one of the scratches was really deep. Let me remind you, this bag is over 10,000 euros. I mean, I know it's gonna scratch eventually, but I wouldn't buy it. Like, I'm happy I have mine, but I wouldn't buy this bag with all the scratches when it's still brand new. And Chanel can say what they want, but since they are pricing their less classic items at a lower price, I'm guessing they realize that maybe they overdid it a bit. I don't know, it looks that way to me, that they are definitely lowering their prices, because I do not remember ever any bag in Chanel in the last years that you could buy for 3,000, unless it was like maybe weird colored fabric and it was sort of kind of like on sale, even though we know that Chanel usually doesn't put their bags on sale, or at least none that I ever saw. So that was an interesting thing. And this bag that I tried on, I really like. This is actually seasonal mini, and this one was 5,000 euros. And even though I loved it so much, 5,000, it was just, it's not gonna fly. I didn't buy it, but I did enjoy wearing it for a minute, and I think it looked really nice, even with this outfit that I had on. I've been to most of the tourist stuff before. I wanted to go to Louvre and I wanted to go to Orsay. Those are like two, you know, really nice museums, and they're very close to each other. One is just across the Seine from the other. And Louvre, oh my God, I think I was unlucky that I guess that I was there on a day when most people who were in there were never in a museum before. At least that looked that way to me. I'm sure everybody will know this, but just in case you don't, if you go to a museum and you see a painting or a sculpture that you want to see closer, and there's already somebody standing there watching that painting or that sculpture, you do not stand in between the painting and the person that's watching it. You stand next to them, and when they move, you can move in closer. You do not block the view of another person. And like 80% of people that day in Louvre were exactly like that. I would be standing there watching Monet or, you know, Van Gogh or whichever painting it was, enjoying it, trying to read what it says about the art on the site. And there would be three people coming and standing in front of me and just kind of like not even looking at that painting, but looking at next one. And then you would have people who, and they were not even teenagers. I mean, them, I can understand. I would, you know, it's still not a good behavior, but at least I would understand why they're doing it because they're teenagers. But there were actual adults who had their phones out, their cameras open, and then just went like walking around and just taking like photos like this, not even looking at the paintings, but just pass it, took a photo, pass it, took a photo. And I wanted to say, you have it on the internet. There's no point of taking a photo of all these paintings because they already exist on the internet. The point is, if you are there, stop, look, enjoy the art. Don't just go clicking like a maniac. But I guess it's a different generation. But I was really pissed. I mean, after like 2 hours, I was like, I had enough. I've seen, you know, all the superstars there are to see in Louvre, and I was like, okay, I'm out. I can't stand this behavior anymore. Just in case if you don't know, because some of my friends who actually live in Paris didn't know either. On the Louvre webpage, you have different trails which you want to follow. You can choose either to see all of their super, you know, famous items, or you can follow the Beyonce and Jay-Z trail because they did a video there, or you have other options what you want to follow. And it's very easy to follow that instructions. It tells you exactly which wing to enter, where to go to kind of see everything that it's like the most famous in that museum. And if it's like too hot or you don't have time or is it too busy and you don't want to be wandering around different wings seeing most of the things they have in there, it's very easy to follow that trail and you can just do that. So I went to Orsay, and the view from their terrace is one of my favorite things that I do in there, and of course all the Monets and Van Goghs. And because we actually went to this very special museum that has like these projections of famous painting, and they actually have a show about Van Gogh going on right now when I was there. It was a good connection to see Van Gogh again in Orsay, and of course then in this particular museum. So they have really amazing way how they kind of turn the work around, and you see it all around you on the floor, on the walls. It's just amazing. And each paintings that kind of blend together are accompanied by different music that kind of feeds the mood. So I really enjoy that museum. We went to Montmartre, which is my favorite part of Paris. And for all of you French people out there, please do not kill me. My French is horrible and non-existent. And I know I'm pronouncing most of the words, if not all of them, wrong. It's not intentional, but for some reason my jaw and my mouth will just not pronounce French properly. And I know that because I'm in Cannes every year for the film festival, and every time I try to speak French, all I get back is like, nobody can understand me, because I guess English is slightly easier for me than it is French, but I will not give up. I will try to learn. C'est la vie thing. I had the greatest of time because I was with my friends. We went to Café de Flore as well, which is a very famous cafe where Sartre used to be and other artists of his generation. And it's just something with a lot of history, which is something that I really find interesting, and which is another reason why I respect high luxury brands, because they have heritage. They are very old brands that started 100 or more years ago, and there's history there. That's part of the reason why I'm attracted to that. And then for one of the evenings, we went to one of the rooftop bars. There's many of them in Paris. Some of them have like minimum spending. I think there was one with really comfortable like sofas, but with not much view. And that one had, I think it was like 50 euro per person minimum. And that other one that we went to didn't have any limit. And the views were much better. You could still see the Eiffel Tower. You could see the, Paris rooftops. And they have normal prices for Paris, of course. I think bottle of wine was like 50 euros or something like that, which for rooftop in Paris is definitely a good price. And we had a really great time there. One of the most crazy things that happened was that one day when we were walking around, I had this outfit on, which is like flowy trousers and just like off the shoulder top. I had my Cezanne small bucket bag. I think it was kind of chic, but it was not overdone. And that day, in multiple places, people were like, oh, c'est Parisian and something, my French is horrible. They really liked my outfit and they were asking me in which Parisian boutique did I get the outfit. And I was like, oh, désolé, Zara. And I felt like this, because don't get me wrong, I love my classics from Zara. I think it's a great store. But in Paris, the capital of fashion and chic, you don't really want to say you're wearing Zara, do you? I mean, it feels a bit strange, but nobody connected these trousers and this top with Zara. And one lady was so funny. I was having breakfast in her bistro, and when I said Zara, she was like, no. And I was like, oui, no, oui, no. I will never forget her. She was genuinely shocked that the outfit that she loved so much and complimented me on it was actually from Zara. So there you go. I've been telling you in multiple videos that it's all in the accessories and there's never a good plan to wear everything designer. Mix and match and then it works. Have a lovely day, guys. Thanks for watching. And, tell me which is your favorite part of Paris. And of course, are you still buying Chanel? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. See you in the next video.